All right. Hey, everyone. This is actually the very first shared stories. I don't like calling it interview, but we're just chatting and talking and sharing, but this is the very first one. And I have Carolyn Vinup with me today, and I'm super
Hey.
excited for us to just talk and share. And so I'm going to have Carolyn just tell a little bit about herself, and then we're going to tell you some more fun stories. So Carolyn, just kind of share what you've been up to and on your journey in life and what you're doing right now.
Well, Jill, first of all, so excited to be having this conversation with you. And what do I want to share about Carolyn? I have been running my own business for the last 24 years. It has had its own evolution, and I hope that, part of the message today is just to invite people to be okay, constantly evolving, because
That's so true.
that's like what we're supposed to be doing here,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so,
But I
uh,
think people, but I think that's a great message because I think as human beings, we generally, in a general sense, don't like change. We like things to be the same. We like to feel safe, and change can be scary. But part of our journey is to evolve and to continue to shift, grow, and change. But I think sometimes it's easy to get stuck. So I love that message.
absolutely. So I really look at, I've been in the event hospitality business for over 40 years. And so started in that event business when I was in my teens, right, part of restaurants and catering and all of that stuff. And then really helping people celebrate their lives, the big things about their lives. When I was a sales and marketing director for Operate Party and Tent Rental, I did over 300 events a month.
A
And
month?
a month. Yeah, on any given weekend, I'd have 50 or more events going on. So it could be
My
two
gosh.
tables and chairs, or I could be doing an entire block party, or I could be opening the Target Center, or whatever was happening at
Wow.
that time. So I've always been about helping people celebrate
Mhm.
and creating beautiful environments and experiences. And so when I kind of stumbled into feng shui in 2000, 1999, it made so much sense to me because I was now integrating principles that allowed me to create environments with consciousness.
Yeah.
And so I was already working with lighting and fabrics and textures and elements, but now lifting that into a whole new level. And so then, because of feng shui, found sound. And
Mhm.
sound was and is an adjustment in feng shui. So we'll put a wind chime up at someone's door so that they can call in prosperity and abundance through the door, the mouth of chi. Moving energy with clutter by ringing a bell in a space. And so sound really resonated with me. And then I found crystal singing bowls through a soul song that I did with Boyd Sibley, and he still is doing soul songs.
Wow.
And he had crystal bowls, and it was from that experience that I bought my first set of crystal bowls. So I've been doing sound and sacred sound healing since 2001.
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
long time. You're in your room. Can you
I am
You can
sacred
see
sound
all of the singing
chamber.
bowls. You have so
15,
many.
yep, 15 bowls in here, and Tibetan bowls and bells and drums and rain sticks and tuning forks, but pretty much I'm a crystal lady.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
I'm a crystal girl. Yeah, pretty much.
I've got my singing bowls back behind me as well.
We
Um,
like to play in that area. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Can you tell us more about your property?
Oh, love to talk about the
It's
property.
magical.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. So what's really been fun is really again since 2000 when I became a feng shui consultant, the home has been blessed daily since then. And if I'm not home, I have people who stay here, burn incense or something, just to really keep the energy up. And I also have sound frequencies playing 24/7 in the space. So the home, because we've been here 27 years, has allowed us to evolve as we've evolved. So when we had the girls here, it was a different kind of house. Now we're empty nesters, and I've basically pretty much claimed the whole house.
You've taken over the house.
I've
Like,
taken
this
it
is
all
my
over.
room. Yeah.
And so getting to the land, we've always created beautiful gardens and flowers and all of that. But as my feng shui lifestyle continued to unfold, it just really
Like
became
called to you almost? Like,
they're absolutely a calling for me to plant certain trees or how we were doing things on the land. And for 10 years, Jill, I would drive my riding lawnmower around this one tree in a big circle. And I always envisioned that I would have a labyrinth in the land and, crazy, wild idea. But in 2017, that became a reality. And we built a 32-foot labyrinth called the Grateful Heart. It has over 700 hand laid brick, and I wanted a permanent structure that I could just mow over and have that geometry, that sacred energy,
in the
always
land.
always implanted on the land. But the funny is, when I started this labyrinth concept, um, I bought the first 160 bricks, and
You never do it.
I thought that was I was so proud, and all this kind of stuff. And then I get home and I have Tom and Cheryl and Mike and me, and it didn't even finish the outer ring. So it was this constant Carolyn going back, hand picking, driving, anchoring. So this went on for like a month and a half because I had no idea it was going to be over 700 brick. And then you're hand digging, and then
Right.
you're pounding to make them flat
And level. Yeah.
and level. So this was a whole on love fest with my friends. But now it's a permanent structure. And then through our beautiful connection with you and Michelle and Barb and all these, all these beautiful women that we're part of on our Tuesday calls, we've anchored, all of us, the circle of love on our land. So we
Hmm.
call that a portal, the cosmic portal, circle of love. And that's just another beautiful experience with 9 green metal butterflies that people in groups can stand on. And the person in the center gets just infused with all this vibration and love and energy. And then I was inspired to place the word love on my garden shed. So if you're standing in the center of the circle of love, you're then facing love. And then if you turn and look at the rest of the land, love's got your back.
I love
So
that.
just had so much fun creating that. And then my daughters gifted me a peace pole. I have the blessing tree. I have 11 permanent structures on my land. It's not big space, but it's just the right amount of fun.
Yeah.
And then with Trip the Light, and this other group that we've been part of, we did a healing in 2021, Divine Feminine Healing. And then you anchored a crystal in that same spot last weekend. And so, our girlfriend group has really been instrumental in just really loving my land and up leveling it, and the land says yes every time someone asks to come and do something. And
I
so
know. It's so special.
I love that. And so thank you for inviting the conversation about nature's
Yeah.
is what I call it.
Yeah. And I just absolutely loved I love the land period. And all of the work and fun things that we've done and there have been so joyful and meaningful. And last weekend we did a Trip the Light kind of launch event.
Party.
Yeah, and I buried my first crystal there on the land, and we're starting the tour. And so let's just kind of talk about like how did we meet and how is this kind of circling into Trip the Light? We met through this cosmic, I call it the Cosmic Sisters. There's 7 of us that are on a call on Tuesdays. And
Cultivate your vessel group.
yep, yep.
And so we've through it really started because of COVID. And we just started coming together on these Tuesdays twice a month,
Zoom calls. Yep.
Zoom calls,
Yep.
and it's just it is a sisterhood, and we have no agenda, which I absolutely love. There's no agenda. We allow whatever is surfacing, which I really believe, and we all say this all the time. That's really the newness of how
Absolutely.
this is all, it just lifts. And there's like, if we just want to be quiet and just meditate together or listen to a chant, we're good with that. But there's always a rich conversation that I.
And there's always a theme that comes through. Like, I'm fascinated, Carolyn, by the times that sometimes someone might be late, but then they come in and check in or just talk, and they will share something that the group has already been talking about. You know what I mean? And there's like a theme within our sisterhood. And yeah, I love the organicness of it. And there's no planning or strategy. We just show up and we show up and we allow whatever to surface. And sometimes we share our highs and we celebrate together and our wins in life. And sometimes we're crying and,
Yeah.
people are sharing their losses or, things that they're struggling with. But it is a
Or
powerful
we're
tool.
playing in the galactic world.
Yeah, we do that. we go places and spaces, and yes,
I
it's just
also wanted to share too, with that whole organic piece. Whenever we've gotten together on the land here, it's always been organic.
yep,
Like, I'll have the space ready for us as a group, but just
right,
because it's my land doesn't mean I'm going to be the leader
right,
of whatever's unfolding. It's whoever is feeling called to step into that moment in that time. And
yeah,
I think we've really grown as just who we are personally, but who we are in the world of energy by being willing to just allow this organicness to just open up and flow through us. And we're always there to support each other, no matter what.
yep. I feel like the sisterhood that we have, like I said, I refer to us as the Galactic Sisters. I know it's Activate Your Vessel is what the original name was, but we're the Galactic Sisters, hands down. But that group, I think, has really helped inspire me to live more like that. And I have been practicing it over the years because I have felt it coming that we can't no longer do what we used to do. And like I call it the pushing and the pulling and the planning. And I'm an Uber planner, as I know you are too, because we both like to do event planning and that sort of thing. But and it's not about don't plan and just wing your whole life. It's not that. It's about how can we be in the flow energetically. And I think one of the important key nuggets is to just not be attached to outcome. It's like plan something, but know that it might change and be okay if it does. You know what I mean? And don't be
Right.
like, oh my gosh, this is devastating. And it's like how we handle our emotions and how we show up. And I feel like the Trip the Light tour is is going to be a template or a playground for me to keep practicing that on a much bigger level because I'm already telling you I'm leaving next Friday for the East Coast and I don't have a car. I don't have everything planned. I've got some things planned, but there's spaces in between and it's like I don't know where I'm going to be, who I'm going to be with. So I feel like
Mhm.
this group of women has really helped me get to the point of okay, Jill, practice this.
But
Be in the
also, don't
flow.
you feel like maybe it's just where we are in our lives, but I feel like there's an innate wisdom and a deep sense of trust
Yes.
is unfolded in a way, like even just saying that, I feel this rush of flow moving through my body. Like that is so truthful to me right
Mm,
now. Like
mm.
that we are just, I think because we know we have each other and that we know that if we need something, we can call out and we know we got each other's backs,
Yeah.
that we can truly just step in and
Engage.
engage in that whole, like, this is who I am in this right now moment, and this is all I got right now, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna really embrace it. I'm gonna love in full expression. That's my life, love in full expression. And I
Yeah.
just I feel like that's what we're doing, and I think we give permission and courage to do
Hmm.
that with others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And I want to just say to you is that, or I want to share with you and with the people that are watching, is that I feel like you have helped so much, help me launch this tour. Like you are an integral part. Like you are one of the, when I had these downloads, so I was fearful about packing up my house and what was I going to do, put everything in storage. But then once I got over that fear, these downloads came in of like travel consciously, and it's about expanding heart energy with each other, with people across the country, and raise the vibration. And then these crystal grids showed up to start burying crystals and energetically create it with Minneapolis. And it was like, what is this? What's coming through? And so I met with you, and we kind of did like a energy session together, and we talked. It was powerful, like beyond belief. But I really feel, Carolyn, that you have helped. You're a key part of the launch of this in more ways than obviously last weekend at your house, with the launch event. But you've been really helpful in, helping process and putting the puzzle pieces together. And that's what I think is so beautiful too. And in messaging for other people, it's like we are one, and that means we can reach out for help. You know what I mean? A lot of times I know people have a hard time reaching out for help or collaborating, but I feel like we're in this energy now of collaboration, and it's not just about all for one for all. It's all about me. No, it's all about us, and this tour feels like that.
And I also feel like, again, as we're evolving through the decades, if we have this blessed life to continue to evolve, we're bringing gifts with us all the time. And so, I have been a program developer at Normandale Community College, where I developed programming for their health and wellness department. And also I've been a consultant. And so when you and I got together, I got to put on all those hats.
I know.
Right? It's like,
so
we're
fun.
developing a program. Now we're consulting. Like, how do we do this? Yeah. So that's the other piece, is like, there are no gifts and talents and strengths that you are developing in your lifetime. You're bringing them all with you all the time, and celebrate when they need to come forward. Sometimes they don't need to be. Yep. I don't have to be Carolyn the consultant or program developer all the time. But when I need it, it's there, and I trust it 100%. And so I think that's part of this too, is I think we're celebrating our evolution and honoring all that we are.
Yeah.
And who wants to be the same? Oh, ick. Like,
oh, poo. Yeah.
Like, seriously, we are here to be creatively expressing ourselves. We are here to be our unique selves. And I mean, all of us, Jill, couldn't be more proud of you for being bold and courageous, and just hearing the call and saying, yes, I am going to do this, and it's going to be fine. It's going to work. And the people that are going to open their homes and hearts to you are going to celebrate what this is all about. And then all of us are cheerleaders on the backside, celebrating that you're living this adventure, and you're going to be sharing the adventure, all of it, with us through your memberships. I mean, this is so freaking exciting.
I can't even take it.
It's just so great.
Yeah.
So talk about your memberships that we kind of played around with.
Yeah. So there's 2 memberships, and I have it set up so both memberships will get all of these goodies. You'll be able to participate either live or in a recording with all of the crystal grid ceremonies that happen all over the country. So I'm going to be live on Zoom, so you can tap in. There'll be a schedule. I'll send out a schedule of where I am, when the event is happening. So if you can make it live, awesome. If not, it'll be recorded, and it will be in the membership area. And, those of us that are light workers, we work with the quantum energy. We know that space and time continuum. You can see something in the future, but participate, you know what I mean? When it's already happened. So I know that people's energy will still be participating in the event, even if they watch it in the future. I have a powerful meditation that is recorded on the membership page. It's a 33-minute meditation, and we call in 7 different ascended masters that we work with on this tour, and it's really powerful. And the more that you listen to it, it's like the more it will help expand you, expand your light. And I also have a specific light language activation that's recorded and on the membership pages as well. And then I'm adding my work into the membership pages. So I'll be doing additional meditations, light languages, channeled messages, card pulls, some movement will be in there. And then I'm vlogging. So I've already been doing it. So I've already got vlog posts up in the membership page. I started about a month ago, kind of prepping for that. And I'm going to be sharing like real stuff. Like I already got a vlog post on there with me crying, of just moving out of my house and stuff. So I'll be sharing vlog posts. And then so Glimmer and Shimmer are the two membership levels, and then the Shimmer level is we're doing a live Zoom call once a month, and that's to really engage, ask questions, but I'll be doing some guided energy work during that time. And then all of the shared stories will be at the Shimmer level as well. I'll be sharing all of these interviews with those participants. So there's different levels, a way to support the tour, but you can also, if that doesn't resonate with you, you can just donate to the cause, or if you have airline miles, I'm going to need those. You can donate airline miles. You can be a star host if you feel like, if you're someone who's connected with your posse in your town, and there's other like-hearted people that would be interested in this kind of work, to gather a group. And we do a live crystal. So that's what I'm doing, live crystal grid ceremonies in person at these locations with star hosts that are bringing in their friends and colleagues and people that they know. So it'll be interesting. And it might be just me doing a crystal grid ceremony. And it might be me and one other person, the star host. It might be 3 of us. It might be 5. It might be 10. It might be 20. Who knows? It's all divinely perfect. And that's part of the trusting of the flow of the process, is what I feel. But I love, I'm going to go back to what you said about, I feel like this adventure is really bringing forward like all of our gifts, and there might be a time when my event planner person has to like show up online and be like, okay, I got to plan some stuff here. And then, my energy healer person shows up, and, and I think if people remember that all of what we've learned in our whole life, like all of the lessons we've learned and all of the teachings and all of the schooling or knowledge that we have, some things are put in our back pocket, but they can come out and come forward, and it's all a part of who we are. It's like the wholeness of us. And I think that's really important. I love that you mentioned that. I just wanted to kind of circle way back to what you said about, us showing up in ways that sometimes we might not, might say, oh, I did that 25 years ago. But it's like, well, it's still part of you. It's still energetically signatured in your beingness,
Yes, yes. I want to share a little bit about what we did at the launch party for you.
Mm.
So we had this sweet group of people that came together. And I think I was able to surprise you a little bit.
You did surprise me. Yeah, I show up, I'm like, well, what do we do? What's this? What's under that blanket? She's like, it's a surprise. I'm not going to tell you. I'm like, well, I kind of like surprises, so I was cool with it. Like, oh,
Jill thinks she's coming to do a meditation and do this stuff. And I'm like, no, we're going to do some other stuff.
I loved it. It was perfect.
So we started with the labyrinth, the Grateful Heart Labyrinth, and we had the group circle the labyrinth, and I did a blessing with sage over Jill.
Mm-hmm.
And then as she was walking the labyrinth, we were all holding space, and we moved the sage stick around the circle, and we were chanting the Om Gam Ganapatiya Namaha chant, which means removing all obstacles in all areas of your life. So
which I love.
Was just really clearing the path for you. This is the launch. Let's clear the path. And so as you're walking the labyrinth, our intent with yours was clearing the path. Then when you were walking out of the labyrinth, we did the Om Shanti Om, really flowing you with peace and ease and grace. So that was the first experience. And you were awesome. Like when you were dancing out, coming back out, and like go woo woo, and having people like dance with the sage with you. It was so much fun. And then
I know it's shocking that I was dancing, right? No.
No, we weren't.
I know.
No.
I was skipping and twirling, and
Yeah,
it was so fun.
it was so fabulous. Then we did that beautiful ceremony where you led us in this beautiful, and is that the meditation that you, oh,
Yeah, it was a part of that. Yes, it was
okay.
the meditation. Yeah.
Gorgeous, 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 really fabulous meditation. And so that was really empowering because we were just all around the area that we were going to be honoring the crystal in that divine feminine healing space that we had already done some work in.
Hmm.
And so you did this beautiful um, guided visualization, and then your light language came through. And I actually was able to record a little of that for you that I shared. And
Yeah.
it was so beautiful. And then we had sharing, which I think is part of what you're hoping will happen in these experiences is
Yeah.
just, what was that journey with the meditation like, and the bearing of the crystal, and how you placed your hand and connected it to the other locations in Minneapolis that you had done with Annette. And that was such a powerful visualization with the connecting of
Connecting
the
the anchored
light.
light.
Oh,
Hmm.
so powerful. It's like I'm almost imagining how you're going to have a piece of paper if you're going to keep remind, like, now we're connecting, to
Yeah.
all of these other places because that was powerful. And then I surprised you with the Circle of Love ceremony.
Hmm.
And so I had um 4 dozen, 24 roses. So that was a lot of roses.
Yeah.
And we took the rose petals and we created a visual circle with the rose petals in the circle of love. And then we placed you in the center and we chanted Shima, 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 which is the Native American Hopi word for love. And then I did a traditional feng shui blessing with the red fabric as you were coming out of the circle of love. The red fabric symbolizes that you're stepping into something new. And
That
then
was powerful for me. That was real. I mean, I felt the love and that felt so wonderful, but that stepping on that, it felt like I was going over a bridge and through a portal.
yeah, it was beautiful. And you were, and then I gave you a battery operated candle and I had you flip the light on. So it
Trip
was like
the light.
trip the light. So, I mean, there, obviously I had some planning in it, but I knew I wanted you to know how appreciative we all are of the adventure because
Oh,
you're doing this for the collective. And so, it wasn't just the small group, it was all the people who love you that were clearing the pathway that day, and all the people that love you that were encircling and giving you the big hug of love, and knowing that you are tripping the light and that we are there with you. And
I'm getting
so,
emotional. Thank you. That's
and
very
then
special.
me wanting to share my love for you was to create something very symbolic, but also empowering and uplifting.
Well, you did it, sister. It was such a beautiful day. And again, we're in Minnesota, which means the weather can be anything. And it was like so perfect. It was just,
Gorgeous. And we had a fire. So we were
I
sitting
know.
around a fire too. It was like it was gorgeous. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
It was
and I think the other thing you and I talked about was that every star family will do this differently. This was how
exactly.
Carolyn expressed herself with you. People don't have to go to this level. They
I know. You have set the bar so high. No,
It's because
yeah.
I have the land. I
It's
have a labyrinth. I have these
right.
things here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be able to share that with your Trip the Light tour, right? And the people
And
that
I'm
were
so
here.
glad you mentioned that, Carolyn, because it is so, it is exactly every person, every star host, it
Yes.
will be a different, it will be a different ceremony, a different event, and whoever comes will create a different energetic. It's all of us together in this, this container of light, and so we're going to express ourselves, and that's what I'm excited to see how each ceremony unfolds differently, and
Mhm.
what. what people, bring to the table, and it's about the sharing and expressing yourselves. And I do see that it gathers momentum, and when people tap into this energy, I think it's going to be more powerful than people think. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm getting. The message is, it might just seem like, oh, we're doing an event over here. It's like, tap into this event. I think
Yeah,
there's,
I feel like, again, when you named the locations and pulled that light to my land with the crystal there, I think there's something to that. It's the naming of all the strings of light, the
mm-hmm,
tripping of the lights coming together. I mean, you could literally see the light grid
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
activating.
yep,
And again, just the way you touch the land, such reverence,
mm,
such compassion, such love. It was so like you could feel the energy of earth and you connecting. So powerful to witness.
mm,
So I'm so excited to continue to hear and experience what you're unfolding, because it will touch everybody that is participating, whether they're there live or they're listening to it afterwards. They're still in the vibration of what's being
mm-hmm.
created.
Yeah. Thank you, Carolyn.
Mhm.
Yeah. We'll see where this journey, how it unfolds, and I'm excited, and it'll be vlogged. So it will be recorded, and I'm excited for the journey. But I just want to say thank you so much for being you, when we met, there was like this instant connection, like, oh, I know her, and we're sisters, and we've known each other in many lives before, and we definitely have a lot in common. And I just feel like we're in this synchronicity that's so beautiful and expansive. And so I'm just grateful that I found you again in this lifetime, and we are playing in this energy in this way. I feel like it's time. This is right now. This is like the time for this to unfold. And I think saying yes and feeling this lovely support is awesome. So
All right, Jill, trip the light.
I'm all going. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
All
Jill.
right.
Take
We'll
care
talk.
and safe travels.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Take care.
Bye.